This is my learning number 8 when I started observing this aspect of my life, which is called social consciousness. It's very important for us to define the word first so we all are on the same page what you mean by social consciousness, at least for this piece of conversation. Social consciousness for this piece of conversation should be defined as what we feel about people talking about me when I'm not present there, right? If they're talking in front of me, then it's not social consciousness, right? It's a truth. But in my absence, if they're talking, so what I feel about it, this feeling is sometimes good also, bad also. If they're talking good about me, I will feel good. If they're talking bad about me, I will feel bad, right? So consciousness is not always about they're doing some kind of conspiracy or they're angry or they are going to shout on you, or it's not like that, correct? So it could be good also, social consciousness. So we are looking towards this word because social consciousness is not the word. It's something which is very important for us to understand because it's affecting our lives. What do we mean by affecting our lives? Example, lots of intercaste marriages are being said no by the parents in India because of the social consciousness. What people will say after the marriage in their absence when they're sitting, when they're chit chatting. Correct? Your child is interested in engineering, but you want the child should become a doctor, and because you have given promises and you have given hopes to you as a father or you as a family member given hopes to your family and other friends and this and that my son will be a doctor and XYZ. So you push your son to pursue medical, but son is interested in engineering, social consciousness. Right? So when I say social consciousness, I'm not just talking about you going in a small cafe and then you're sitting there and you're conscious about people. I'm conscious when people are there. No, people are there, not the people are there. You're always conscious about that. So it's a big problem, social consciousness. I will not say problem, I take that word back. It has a huge impact on the culture, and culture is very important. I think we are output of the culture. Himalaya is hosting people from so many parts of the world. Everyone follows a different culture. We are the output of our culture, isn't it? So at least in this country where I'm living, India, I have seen huge impact of social consciousness, and when I was traveling here, I have seen the impact of social consciousness on other people coming from other country also. So that's a validation that it's not a problem of India. It's a global problem. So it is a global problem, social consciousness. Correct? Now, understand what it means that we define this. We are just investing our time in defining the word first. So we have defined in very simple words, few words, that people talk about me in my absence. I'm conscious about it. They're talking about me in my absence, and I want to be conscious about it. The way I'm conscious about the truth, the present, I also want to be conscious about that too. Clear? That's a definition. Let me give you a few examples. Just yesterday, I was sitting at a cafe, and suddenly I realized someone came from behind, and he said, "Tea." But because he was my behind, I could not see. And he said, "Yes, I need one tea, please." And then when I turned back, I realized that all friends, that one of the guy who was sitting with us only, he ordered tea, but he didn't want to have tea, so he was offering tea to friends. Hey, anyone wants tea? Stick it. And I thought he's a waiter from the cafe, correct? And I turned back and I said, "Hey, I thought you're a waiter." I said this, right? Of course, on a lighter mood, because whatever here it was here. And After some moment, I realized, hey, that's bad. I've done something wrong. And in the cafe, every time when I'm catching eyes with this guy, and he was sitting with other friends, and whenever I was catching his eyes, and I felt he's angry with me. And when he was talking with his friends, I thought he's telling this whatever happened, and they're not happy with it. No, this is social consciousness. In my absence, you're getting a point. If you critically observe your life, you will find these kind of incidences in your life also, isn't it? So during all that time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm conscious about what he is thinking or talking about. And that is deciding my state of mind, that is deciding my mood. So, what is the solution, ladies and gentlemen? Solution which I have adopted in my life. I always say, my life, my rules, my style. But there has to be a rule. So, the rule here is whenever this kind of incidents consuming my energy and giving me an unpleasant state of mind, because the feeling anger or the feeling that they're not happy with me, it's not a good feeling, right? Nothing called good or bad, but you don't want that feeling. And as a human being, you have tools and techniques to switch from this kind of uncomfortable feeling to a good feeling. So I went to him. I said, hey, there's one thought going in my mind which is disturbing me. And he said, what? I said, by mistake, I said, you are a waiter. You might have felt bad about it. He said, Praveen, not at all. You didn't see me. That was the truth. I was behind you. Absolutely okay. It was not even there in my mind. Gone. So I got access to truth there. I validate that the truth is the truth of the person, not my truth. Because my truth was different. Done. So my rule is always validate. One day my father said this to me. Listen very carefully. My father is like all his life he has spent lonely. Not even a single friend. Very carefully within this state. Not even a single friend. It's my mother's pride that my father was never had a friend. And they have a very unique, lovely relationship, but their whole understanding of life. And my mother always said this, that Praveen, your father, I've never seen even a single friend of your father. He's like a very family man. So I said, why don't you go and just, I see sometimes your people from same age, from the same colony, and they are standing together in the evening on the road and just chit-chatting. I said, why don't you go there? Why don't you just go and stand and just listen, watch, have access to some kind of content going on this planet Earth? And he said, no. I said, why? And he said, because my last time when I was just passing by, they were laughing. One time I was just approaching and they just stopped whatever they were talking. I said, so? He said, they might be talking about me only. I said, well, how did you validate that? There has to be a validation, ladies and gentlemen. Social consciousness is nothing but absence of validation. Social consciousness is nothing but you living that amazing habit which human beings have developed, is considering your assumption as truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sirs and ma'ams, this was the key realization which I thought I should share with you. This is Prerna Alka signing out. Until we meet again.